Objective of this demonstration is to write a program that can return the sum of a vector, and also we will develop a function to do the same from the main program. So this is the calculation that we want to perform. Say we have a vector A and its values, and we will perform the summation calculation of its elements. So I start a Fortran program. Program. Sum for vector sum. I write end program. VSum, which means for vector sum. I write implicit none, and let's save it so that the text coloring is available to us. Program vsum.for. So we require the specification of a vector. So I say vector A, and suppose I wanted to store 5 values, and for the next another vector B, let's say we stored 7 values, and then we require the index. So let me define two variables I and j, and then we use data statement. A 5 value, I simple values 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and again data statement for B. So I write 3 times 1 and 4 times 0. Right? And the summation calculation, I can say sum equal to 0, and for A I can write do n. I varies from 1 up to 5. A contains 5 elements. So I call sum equal to sum plus of I. That's the correct structure. And then this is equal to here n, the label for do statement, and if you write continue, and let's print the result. So print 1x and in double quotes I write sum A equal, and the only variable, real variable, is summation. Write f 7.3 and the variable sum. So I have only computed the sum for A. So save the program and let's look for its execution. 77 vector sum dot for vector sum dot for ex. So the main program contains the declaration of vector along with its size. That is the requirement. Fortran 77 works with only with the static arrays. You have to specify the size of array, vectors or matrices at the start of the program, and then you can use them. Okay. So there is some problem with the sum. Okay, with the implicit none, it was not defined anywhere. Therefore, it was not identified by the program. we have the vector for sum. We have the specification or declaration of variable sum. Yes. So we sum, what type of answer we expect? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their summation is 15, right? So the summation has been computed. But now if I would like to compute the summation for B, it has a different length than A. So I have to perform this calculation again. I have to write the loop structure again. But I would like to develop a function for it. So the function structure, I call this structure, I collect this structure from here, and here I am paste it, and I'm writing a function. Function, I call it sum v. It is for sum of the vector. So it requires a vector to be specified, vector variable, and the size of the vector, right? So it requires the variables to be declared, called vector real v. And we have a vector v that can store n values, integer n, a real vector vn, and a real variable to store the value, right? And an index I or j. And now the calculation structure. We initialize the sum v equal to 0.0. So do I varies from, let's make it generic. In our case, our summation should run from to the all elements of of vector 1 to n. I varies from 1 to n. This should be sum v, and this should be again sum v, right? Instead of a of I must have v of I, right? So consistent structure will be there. And then for the function, the keyword return would be there, and then the final statement in function sum v. The function structure, it comes with the specification of the variables. The function name is considered as the output variable. Okay, I should be integer. Now, how do we call this function? So we do not require it here. So in the main program, we have our vector specifications and their initialization for the time being with the data statement, and the function should be identified in the main program. So function name sum v must appear here. So all the other things are there. So sum for a, I can call the main function sum v or vector a that has size, right? And I repeat the statement for vector b, print. Okay, this was already there. Print. I would like to write sum b, and b, and the size of the b vector is 7, right? So there is no problem with the functions if the variables are are consistent in the function and in the main program. Okay, so let's see the functioning of this program. VSum has been compiled, and vsum.exe. So summation for A vector is 15 and for B it is 3. Let's check it. Is it correct or not? So only 3 elements of B are 1 and the rest of the elements are 4, right? So now I would like to make another thing that these 4 values of B, let's call that from the command window, right? So like B4, B5, B6, and B7, right? So here I write a do loop structure. So do day is from 4 to 7, right? And I write here a read statement, read status, right? And I write B of A, and then I write here. This is the reading statement. So reading from command window. Continue. And again, I compute the sum B. New values only at 4 to 7th position. I update those values and I again compute the sum, right? So let's see whether this program works or not. So this is like reading from the terminal, storing data to a vector from the terminal. We have to recompile. Did I save it? Yes, I did that. So at first, it will return the values from the previously defined vectors, and then line by line, it will look for 4 values to be stored in specified positions of the vector. So I say for simplicity, I say first value 1, then 2, and the next values -1 and -1, right? So some B will be updated. So is it correct? Let's see. 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 2, 6, and 6 minus 2, 4, right? So values have been rightfully adopted. But this is not the way we always stay with the computer program and checking whether it is doing consistently with our program. We make use of print statement, that what is happening, reading new values, right? Writing the new sum, right? Let's write the vector B. I write here another statement. Print vector B. Print vector B. And earlier also at this position, right? Once the data values have been stored in a vector, they can be called at any time, right? And right here, update some values, update 4 values of D to make my program more informative for my user. We have to make a recompile and run. So print vector B 1 1 1 0 0 0. With the default statement, all the values will be printed in one single line. For vectors, it is simple, but for matrices, we will see that it's difficult to recognize if all the values are written in one line. So update, say, 4 values of B. So in separate lines, again, I suggest 1, 2, -1, -1. So summation would be updated, and also now see the values have been rightfully adopted at their required positions. So that's the way we work with the vectors. We define their functions and we move on.